let's talk about your report, which you're about to submit to the UN. Tell us what it is you are writing about and what you're proposing.
So this report is being written probably about by 20 different healthcare workers now and lawyers, some who are in Gaza, some who've been to Gaza and come back and reported, some of us who have been here and just advocated to stop the genocide. This is a project that we're doing with Doctors Against Genocide, which has been a wonderful group to advocate for ending this and all genocides. But in that report, we are describing fully what we're calling the genocide enablement apparatus of Israel as it pertains to the destruction of healthcare in Gaza and the silencing of healthcare workers across the West. We understand that these things are related and that and they need to be treated as such. So, in addition to that framework and analysis, we're also advocating for doctors, for physicians to be involved in the international legal framework around when we define and call something a genocide. It does not take months to see that this was a genocide. So, for those of us who were in touch with the physicians on the ground and the healthcare workers on the ground in October, it was clear that this was a genocide. How people were being targeted, the kinds of wounds we were seeing, the kinds of structural targeting we were seeing of those things that were necessary for life. So, water, food, medicine, energy, and then shelter. So, when we saw those things go down, for physicians, it was very clear that this was a way to accelerate the annihilation of the Palestinian people. And so our report makes an argument for why doctors need to be involved from an international framework to prevent future genocide. So we're not waiting for the legal back and forth the way that we have.
And talk about the sick out. So this is, what is it, a 1 day work stoppage, these kinds of activities to begin to push back against the genocide.
Yeah, so this sick from genocide is the name of the campaign. Some of us have taken longer leave. So people are experiencing severe moral injury. The healthcare workers around the world have been shocked, not only by the violence that they're seeing, patients burned alive in their beds, physicians tortured to death, like Dr. Adnan al-Bursh, by Israeli military, by Israeli doctors.
Mm.
So that was an article in the British Medical Journal. So physicians, healthcare workers, nurses, we are experiencing high degrees of moral injury in just witnessing this genocide. Not only that, the silencing that's happening in our medical institutions further dehumanizes us because we are not able to enter our places of work with our grief. We are not able to say out loud, "Oh my God, they killed, 18,000 children. I just saw a picture of a child burned alive." We're not able to talk about that, and that repression is causing another level of moral injury to healthcare workers. And so what people have asked for is just a time to grieve, a mental health break. And when we look at that too, with the dehumanization that's required of us every day as healthcare workers in a capitalist system, where we are witnessing people denied the care that they deserve from the healthcare insurance companies, there's just a toll that happens. Physician burnout is one of the leading causes of suicide. Our profession has a very high rate of suicide, and burnout is an inappropriate term. We're not burning out, we're being morally injured. We're being morally injured by these structures. And so this is a time for us to grieve, for us to gather, for us to take care of ourselves, as well as a time for us to start thinking about how to organize our labor so that we can start building the healthcare system we need. Because medical students don't want to be part of that violence. They're asking for something different.